My infertile husband got his secretary pregnant. On the day they were diagnosed with twins, a boy and a girl, he excitedly altered his will and swiftly transferred the family assets. He bought an outrageously expensive villa to pamper his secretary and secretly transferred my company shares to her. After discovering my infertile husband had impregnated his secretary, I went berserk. He had hidden it well, until, to please his secretary, he poached the important client I had maintained for 2 years. At the celebration banquet, they were passionately kissing when I happened to walk in on them. I lost control and demanded to know why he betrayed me. Nash Xiao threw a divorce agreement at me, his voice icy cold. Ren is pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. She's the one who makes me feel the warmth of home. I plan to marry her, so just sign the papers obediently. He stole my clients, took away everything I worked for. And now he wants me to leave with nothing. I refused, but Nash Xiao began a series of retaliatory actions. He falsely accused me of embezzling public funds, slandered me for financial crimes, and got me imprisoned. In the end, he even pushed my parents onto the rooftop, threatening me with their deaths. You have one last minute. If you don't sign, you can wait to collect their bodies. I threw myself forward, kneeling and begging him to spare my parents, my hands trembling as I obediently signed. But the moment I handed over the divorce agreement, my parents fell together, their blood staining my skirt. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at the celebration banquet, the very day Nash Xiao forced me to sign the divorce papers. This time, I signed without hesitation and handed it to him. Whoever regrets is a dog. Seeing me throw down the gauntlet, Nash Xiao let out a cold, mocking laugh. Nova Gu, I was the one who proposed the divorce. Do you really think there's any chance I'd regret it? If anything, it's you, signing this agreement without even reading it. Aren't you afraid I'd leave you with nothing? I spoke coldly. No need. I read this divorce agreement clearly in my past life, and it indeed stated that I would leave with nothing. Even if I didn't agree, ever since Ren Lin was confirmed to be pregnant with twins, Nash Xiao had already transferred most of the family assets. There's no point in clinging to the scraps left behind. Seeing my resolute attitude, Nash Xiao seemed somewhat surprised. He frowned at me. You'd normally go crazy if I poached those clients of yours. Why are you so calm now? You're not plotting something nasty again, are you? I looked at him coldly. You think everyone is like you. Nova Gu, Nash Xiao's face darkened. He grabbed his wine glass as if to splash it at me. Just as the portly Ren Lin came over with a coquettish laugh from behind him. Sister Nova, thank you for generously giving up the client and also returning Nash to me. Here, this is a thank you gift for you. As she spoke, she shoved a bottle of Wangzai milk into my hand. Sister Nova, why are you looking at me like that? This Wangzai milk is really delicious. I always use it to replace alcohol during business dinners. You should try it too. I had long heard that Nash Xiao spoiled his little secretary to no end. Last time she insisted on watching the board of directors, shareholders and key members dance. Nash Xiao immediately halted the board meeting and made those middle-aged men twist and dance for her. Ren Lin was doubled over with laughter, while the shareholders stormed off in anger. The incident made headlines that day, with netizens dubbing Nash Xiao as the new generation's King Yu of Ju, who famously lit beacon fires to amuse his concubine at the expense of his vassals. Nash Xiao didn't mind at all, dotingly stroking Ren Lin's hair. Ren is just being childish. She means no harm. What's wrong with a pregnant woman wanting to watch dancing? With me here, she can do whatever she wants. At this thought, I let out a cold laugh. Thanks for your kindness, but you can keep this want milk for yourself. Without hesitation, I turned and walked away. The moment I left, the private room immediately erupted with noise. That extra person is finally gone. President Xiao, where did you two leave off? You and Ren should continue. Nash Xiao's voice carried a hint of amusement. All right, I paused mid-step while turning and glanced back. Nash Xiao, his eyes filled with adoration, wrapped his arms around Ren Lin as the two shared an intimate kiss. Suddenly, I remembered 8 years ago when Nash Xiao started from scratch, at a business dinner. He was forced to drink glass after glass until he nearly ended up hospitalized with a perforated stomach. Back then, a wealthy woman propositioned him, Nash Xiao, just spend one night with me, and this deal is yours. Nash Xiao refused no matter what, drunk out of his mind. He held my hand with tears streaming down his face and said, Nova, in this lifetime, I belong to you and only you. I can't have children, yet you're still willing to marry me. That makes it even more impossible for me to betray you. Let's not have kids in this lifetime. Just the two of us, together forever. In my past life, it was because of these words and that single tear of his. Let me fight to the death and carve out a world of my own. Even when I found out he had a child with another woman, I still refused to agree to a divorce. But it wasn't until he secretly transferred our family assets, stole my clients, and pushed my parents onto the rooftop to threaten me into divorce, all for Ren Lin, that I realized how fleeting true feelings can be. My hands trembled as I touched the freshly signed divorce papers, clenching my fists tightly. This time, I won't just stand by and watch my parents die in front of me again. The tragedy of my past life. I will never allow it to happen again. Mom, Dad, I've signed you up for a world tour. Your flight is tomorrow. You go ahead first. And I'll take some time off to join you in a couple of days. Okay, my parents just retired these past 2 years, and their dream has always been to travel the world. In my previous life, in order to fight for a future for Nash Xiao and me, I neglected them and even caused them to be implicated because of me. Upon hearing the news, my parents were overjoyed, bustling about to buy clothes and gear, eagerly looking forward to traveling the world. After hanging up the phone, I returned to the home I had lived in for 8 years, ready to move my things out, the wedding photo on the wall, the annual portrait photos, and the love letters Nash Xiao wrote to me every month. Everything was thrown into the trash by me. In the end, only one suitcase was packed, and I carried it back to the single apartment near the company. This small apartment was something I casually bought during the busiest time at work. At the time, I only thought of it as a place for a quick nap, never imagining it would eventually become my shelter. I put down my things and went back to the company. As soon as I entered, my assistant ran over and told me, "President Gu, Chairman Xiao said to give you this $5 million check as divorce compensation." I sneered, "Weren't you supposed to make me leave with nothing?" I was about to reach out and take it. The check was swiftly snatched away by a hand. Ren Lin blinked and looked at me provocatively, saying, "Sister Nova, you do have some self-awareness. The divorce agreement did state that you were to leave with nothing, so this $5 million, you can't take it." Chapter 2, The Secretary's Provocation. My face instantly turned cold. "How would you know the contents of the divorce agreement?" Ren Lin wore a proud expression. "This divorce agreement was written by my own hand. You probably don't know yet, but Nash trusts me the most now, both in work and in life." She caressed the check in her hand and sighed with a smile. "Nash is just too soft-hearted. He feels he needs to compensate you, but a strong woman like you has already taken so much advantage of the company. Even if you got nothing, you wouldn't be at a loss, right?" I took a deep breath and pretended not to catch the implied meaning in her words. In my past life, it was because of her terrible idea that Nash Xiao deliberately fabricated false evidence to frame me for embezzlement, committing an economic crime that landed me in prison. But whether I actually did those things or not, they knew perfectly well in their hearts. After all, those who wrongfully accuse you know better than anyone else how innocent you are. Ren Lin, if there's nothing else, please step aside. I still need to pack my things. These 2 companies were clearly mine, but 2 months ago, Nash Xiao quietly transferred my shares to Ren Lin's name while I wasn't paying attention. That was my oversight, and I accept the consequences. Ren Lin sneered, not only refusing to leave but instead plopping down in my office chair. "Now I'm the president of this company." Ren Lin triumphantly waved the contract in hand. "Hasn't Nash told you yet? I'll be taking over your position from now on." Before I could react, Ren Lin kicked my suitcase over. "What kind of trash is this? Throw it away immediately. Don't leave it here to annoy me." My colleagues around me exchanged glances, each of them seething with anger but not daring to speak up. They all knew I was the real boss's wife of this company. But ever since the little secretary Ren Lin got pregnant, she's been acting like the boss's wife, treating the company as her personal playground and practically walking around like she owns the place. My own assistant got slapped by her, and even the sales team in the development zone got an earful from her. Even the key technical staff had coffee thrown at them by her. She doesn't even show respect to clients who've been important to us for a long time, even snatching away my important client who had been with me for 2 years, causing all our efforts over the past 2 months to go down the drain. Ren Lin acted as if nothing had happened, sitting at her desk drinking coffee and binge-watching shows. "Ren Lin, I haven't resigned yet. You have no right to touch my things. As I spoke, I pulled out a resignation letter. Nash Xiao is my superior. It only becomes effective after he signs it. Ren Lin, you're still just a secretary now. Please leave. Oh my, I'm so scared. Ren Lin sneered sarcastically at me. Sister Nova, haven't you figured out the situation yet? She smugly stroked her protruding belly. I'm carrying the future little princess and young master of the Xiao family. In this company, my word is law. Nash said anyone who dares to oppose me can pack up and get out. I clenched my fist tightly. Ren Lin lazily stood up to provoke me. Waiting here for Nash is useless. Do you know what he's doing? I just mentioned craving cake, and he ran 20 kilometers to Original Wheatfield to buy it for me. Right now, all he can think about is how to make me happy. He has no time to deal with your mess. As she spoke, Ren Lin shook the Porsche car key in her hand again. And this new car, he just bought it for me. Jealous. You've been through thick and thin with him all these years. But look at the empire you built with your own hands. Now you've ended up with nothing. Can you compare to me? Ren Lin knew exactly how to sting others. I remembered when Nash Xiao transferred me 5,2 on my birthday this year. I find it ironic that Nash Xiao's message came right after. The red envelope is just a token gesture. After all, we're an old married couple now, and there's no need for all these flashy formalities. If you want any clothes or designer bags, just go buy them. You earn enough to afford whatever you like anyway. Yet, that day happened to be Valentine's Day. Nash Xiao didn't hesitate to gift Ren Lin a sports car worth 90 million. Ren Lin giggled and playfully scolded him. Nash, you silly, I can't drive a sports car now that I'm pregnant. Nash Xiao smiled and pulled her into his arms. If you can't drive it, I'll arrange a personal chauffeur for you. Besides, you'll need frequent prenatal checkups during your pregnancy. Making trips to the hospital over and over, of course, you should enjoy the best transportation arrangements. When the private detective sent me this video, my lips tightened, and my expression turned grim. Ren Lin suddenly grabbed my hand, let out a scream, and fell backward. Ren, Nash Xiao arrived just in time, holding her tightly with a tense expression. Are you okay? Then he looked up at me coldly. Nova Gu, I was only gone for a moment, and you bullied Ren like this. How can you be so vicious? You clearly know Ren is carrying my child. These 2 children are more important than your life. Haven't you already agreed to divorce me? Why come to the company to put on airs? Before I could say anything, Ren Lin started crying and complaining. Nash, don't blame Sister Nova. She must think I'm still the other woman who stole her husband and her company, which is why she pushed me on purpose. I just wanted to explain that I didn't. But she said she wanted to resign. Nash Xiao immediately felt heartbroken and wiped away her tears, holding her in his arms and patiently comforting her for a while. I stood there biting my lip as I watched. After 8 years of marriage, he had never shown me such tenderness. Only through contrast can the weight of love be truly measured. Whatever Ren says goes, we'll do everything her way. Nash Xiao stared at me coldly. Ren is pregnant now and shouldn't get angry. Didn't you say you were resigning? Why are you still standing here? All my desire to explain vanished. I directly handed the resignation letter to him. 8 years of weathering storms together ends here. Nash Xiao, since you can't tolerate me, I won't shamelessly cling to staying here any longer. Stepping out of the company, I immediately made a call to my overseas client. Mr. Will, didn't you always want to poach me? I accept your offer, but on one condition. After I join, Ifeng International must terminate all collaborations with the Xiao Group. Chapter 3, The Rise of Ren Lin. Ren Lin was just a lowly secretary, initially hired simply for her good looks. After getting drunk one time, she accidentally slept with Nash Xiao. With their improper relationship, Ren Lin thrived effortlessly in the company. But now she's about to take over my position. When virtue and status don't match, disaster is inevitable. The moment she decided to poach my key clients, I knew Ren Lin was bound to take a fall. She would never know that all these years, the Xiao family's profits had entirely relied on the support of Ifeng International. Without this stable, major client, I'd like to see how she maintains annual revenue to avoid losses and bankruptcy. Upon hearing my request, Mr. Wilson agreed without hesitation. Even with a hint of delight in his tone. Wonderful, Nova, you've finally agreed. Trust me, this place will surely let you shine to your fullest potential. After hanging up the phone, I let out a long sigh of relief, then composed a WeChat Moments post. bidding farewell to the past, embarking on a new life journey. Then I posted a photo of my divorce certificate. Within less than 2 minutes of posting it on Moments, the comments section exploded. Mr. GU, you got divorced. Where are you planning to go next for a better position? You've finally left the Xiao Corporation. Why not take us with you? We'll follow you from now on. Most of these comments came from the company's technical backbones and senior employees. They privately messaged me, saying they had long disliked Nash Xiao and Ren Lin. Mr. GU, if it weren't for you still being in the company, we would have packed up and left long ago. Now even you are leaving. Nash Xiao has gone too far. This company has absolutely no future. I smiled and replied to each one. Great, I'm planning to go to Singapore next. Why don't you come with me and explore new opportunities together? That night, the HR department was nearly overwhelmed. Witnessing the company's technical backbone and senior employees resigning one after another, she immediately called Nash Xiao for instructions. Chairman Xiao, our branch office is facing a severe personnel crisis. Many senior employees have resigned. 18 people left all at once. Nash Xiao was accompanying Ren Lin in a private cinema watching a movie when he replied impatiently, if they're willing to leave, just let them go. Anyway, there are plenty of people eager to join our Xiao group. We can always hire new ones. The HR manager hesitated before speaking, but they were the core team members who stuck with the company through thick and thin since its early days, even their technical skills. Before the words were finished, Nash Xiao coldly interrupted. The branch is now under Ren Lin's management. She can let go of whoever she wants. Those people relied on their seniority and showed no respect to Ren. It's good that they're gone, and it's time for a major reshuffle in the company. Chapter 4. The car accident storm. As I was walking down the street, suddenly a car came straight at me. Just as I was about to dodge, Ren Lin's terrified scream came from inside the car. Sister Nova. Are you trying to kill me? I was almost amused by anger. I was walking perfectly fine on the road, yet it was her who barged around recklessly, and now it's twisted into me maliciously harming others. Ren Lin, I said coldly, since when did you become so good at twisting the truth, if your eyes can't see the road? You might as well remove them early and stop endangering people on the streets. Slap. Nash Xiao rushed over and slapped me across the face, sending a searing pain across my cheek. Nova GU, don't think I won't do anything to you. If anything happens to the baby in Ren's belly, I will never let you off. Only then did I realize that Nash Xiao had accompanied her to the hospital for a prenatal checkup. Have you even figured it out? I was walking perfectly fine on the road without provoking you. It was you who bumped into me. I don't have the patience to argue with you here. Nash Xiao spoke coldly with impatience. Apologize to Ren right now. Ren Lin hid behind him, tear stains still on her face, yet she wore a provocative and triumphant smile. I firmly refused to apologize. If you don't believe me, we can call the police. There are surveillance cameras right by the roadside. Forget it, Nash. Upon hearing about calling the police, Ren Lin immediately hugged Nash Xiao's waist. We still have a prenatal checkup scheduled. Let's not waste time, alright? Nash Xiao patted her head and gave me a cold glare. We're not wasting time with people like this. He immediately carried Ren Lin and walked toward the ward. I watched their retreating figures and let out a cold laugh. Nash Xiao. This slap not only severed the years of marital ties between us but also planted the seeds of enmity. In less than half a month, you'll regret this. Carrying my suitcase and holding my plane ticket, I turned and walked away. The next day, the Xiao Corporation received earth-shattering good news, and employees gathered together. Buzzing with excitement, I heard the young master of the Su Group invested tens of millions in orders at once. It's practically handing us money on a silver platter. Su Qi, the young master of the Su Group, who usually wouldn't even glance at the Xiao Corporation. Why would he be so generous this time? Even the usually stoic Nash Xiao couldn't contain his joy, repeatedly praising Ren Lin. You're truly our lucky star. We just landed a big order right after you arrived. Ren Lin was also brimming with pride. Of course, everyone used to say I was the company's mascot. In that case, I'll personally host Mr. Su at tomorrow's reception. A hint of hesitation flashed across Nash Xiao's face. Ren, maybe someone else should handle it. After all, you're pregnant, and we can't afford to slight the heir of the Su Group. Ren Lin impatiently interrupted him, coquettishly shaking his arm. Don't worry, I've been your secretary for 2 years. Even if I haven't eaten pork, I've seen pigs run. I'm definitely capable of entertaining the young master of the Su family properly, Ren Lin vowed confidently. With me here, I'll absolutely ensure the Xiao Group's business thrives. It definitely won't be any worse than when Nova GU was around. Nash Xiao smiled dotingly. I knew our Ren was amazing, but since you're pregnant now, don't push yourself if you feel unwell, you can come back to rest anytime. Nash Xiao usually focuses all his attention on managing another company. He's not very familiar with the situation at this branch office, so he confidently entrusted it to Ren Lin, but he didn't realize yet that this was practically equivalent to welcoming bankruptcy at any moment. The next day at the reception, Nash Xiao changed into a formal suit, standing ready to greet the crown prince of the Su group. Yet, upon arriving at the meeting venue, he was utterly stunned. The Su group's crown prince coldly scanned the surroundings, glanced at the Wanko milk on the table, and sneered, "Is this the etiquette of your Xiao Corporation? Waha milk, strawberry shaved ice, and Mishua's sundae." Su Qi wore a faint smile, but his face clearly showed anger. He tore up the prepared contract with a raised hand. "Since your Xiao Corporation shows such insincerity, I suppose the cooperation should be cancelled." "Don't." Nash Xiao rushed over immediately. "President Su, let's talk this out properly. There must be some misunderstanding here." He glanced around, his teeth nearly grinding to dust. The tea that should have been prepared was nowhere to be seen. Instead, the table was covered with packs of Wangzai milk. "This is simply a joke." Nash Xiao's face instantly turned pale upon seeing it. "Take these things away for me. Who arranged all this?" The assistant trembled in fear. It was Miss Ren Lin. Chapter 5. The awkwardness of Wangzai milk. Ren Lin walked over with a smug look on her face, wearing a pair of high heels. "So, I prepared all of this. Are you satisfied, President Su?" As her words fell, no one answered her, only a deathly silence. Nash Xiao stared at her coldly, his fists clenched so tightly they were almost crushed. "Ren Lin, do you have any idea what you're doing? How did all this junk, like these Wangzai milk cartons, end up here?" Ren Lin blinked her big, innocent eyes curiously. "These are all prepared for entertaining the Su family's young master. What's wrong? Is there a problem?" Nash Xiao was so angry he nearly fainted, gritting his teeth. He said, "Ren Lin, you don't actually think this is cute, do you? Do you know what kind of occasion today is?" Nash Xiao really wanted to slap her, but his gaze fell on Ren Lin's swollen belly, and he thought about the child she was carrying. His child. So he reluctantly held back. "Take Miss Lin away." Nash Xiao took a deep breath, steadied his emotions, and forced an apologetic smile. "President Su, I'm truly sorry about today's incident. It's all because of the incompetence of my subordinates. Today I'll take you to a different place. Let's discuss this again." "I don't see the need for that," Su Qi coldly interrupted him. "I originally had a very favorable impression of your Xiao Corporation, but you pulled this stunt right from the start, which completely turned me off." Su Qi cast a mocking glance at Ren Lin's retreating figure. "Moreover, you actually had a pregnant woman prepare for this collaboration. Clearly, you don't take me, Su Qi, seriously. With such an attitude, I can hardly commend it. There's no need to discuss any future cooperation." Su Qi is none other than the crown prince of the prestigious Su Group, a top-tier elite family in the capital. If he favors someone with a collaboration, it's like showering them with immense wealth. The last tycoon of Jinghai was nurtured by the Su Group, seeing the prey slip away right before his eyes. Nash Xiao's eyes turned bloodshot as he hurriedly gave chase. President Su," but the person had already boarded the luxury car and sped off into the distance. Nash Xiao punched the wall in frustration, sighing repeatedly. "I heard this collaboration was messed up," and Ren Lin walked out with a worried expression. "Nash, why did President Su leave? Weren't we supposed to collaborate? How could this?" "Shut up," Nash Xiao, furious and humiliated, snapped. "How dare you ask me why? What did you do?" Ren Lin's eyes instantly reddened at his outburst, and tears began to fall one by one. "Why are you yelling at me? It was supposed to be a done deal." But before the negotiations even started, Su Qi stormed off. "Isn't this just a deliberate attempt to mess with us? I heard years ago that Su Qi was close to Nova GU and even pursued her. It must be Nova GU pulling the strings behind the scenes. She's already divorced. Yet she still doesn't want us to be happy." Nash Xiao couldn't take it anymore and slapped her. Ren Lin screamed and nearly collapsed to the ground. She groaned, clutching her stomach and wailing, "Nash Xiao. How could you hit me when I'm carrying your child? Don't you want this pair of twins anymore? Stop using the child to threaten me." Nash Xiao's eyes were blazing with anger. "If it weren't for you today, this deal would have been sealed. Nova Gu has already left. What's the point of bringing her up now?" If Nova Gu had been in charge of hosting today, the contract would probably be signed by now. Ren Lin finally couldn't hold back anymore and burst into tears. "Get out of here. From today onward, you're not allowed to come to the company anymore. Go home and rest. Focus on taking care of your pregnancy." Nash Xiao was solely focused on venting his anger, failing to notice the intense flash of hatred in Ren Lin's eyes as she wiped away tears with her arm. Chapter 6, The Truth Comes Out. After the cancellation of the Su Corporation's collaboration, Nash Xiao remained in a foul mood for quite some time, slamming tables and chairs in fits of rage, creating a deafening uproar. "Damn it all, it's all because of Ren Lin. The fat prize slipped right through our fingers. Only after I left for these 2 months did Nash Xiao realize how difficult it actually is to negotiate and socialize for partnerships. He even started feeling like he was out of luck, facing setbacks at every turn." His assistant tactfully reminded him, "Chairman Xiao, partnerships have always been this challenging. It's just that before President Gu was there to shield you from the storm, making it seem easier for you. You have no idea how many times President Gu pushed himself to the limit during business negotiations, drinking until he vomited blood just to secure a deal, almost ending up in the hospital. He always hid it from you, not letting you know." Nash Xiao looked up in shock. "When did this happen?" The assistant gave a bitter smile. "Several years ago, and there were many similar incidents. President Gu was afraid you'd worry, so he often kept it hidden and forbade us from telling you." Nash Xiao slumped in his chair, his face showing unprecedented exhaustion. He had never realized before that Nova Gu had been planning so selflessly for him all along. The irony was that he thought everything the Xiao Group possessed was the empire he had built through his own efforts. Nash Xiao's condition had been deteriorating day by day, and even the company's fortunes were taking a turn for the worse. Not only could he no longer receive any orders, but even his long-term business partners began avoiding him like the plague, making excuses to leave whenever cooperation was mentioned. Nash Xiao sensed something was off, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. One day, after drowning his sorrows in alcohol, he stumbled back to his villa in a daze, only to find that Ren Lin had used his black card to purchase yet another villa. Nash Xiao thought about the scene of entertaining the young master of the Su Group that day, and his anger flared up again. "Can you stop giving me headaches? You're pregnant. Just stay home and rest properly. What's with all the shopping? If Nova were here, she would definitely think of me in every way. In 8 years of marriage, she hardly ever spent my money." The newly purchased villa was immediately cancelled by Nash Xiao. Ren Lin was already quite displeased. Hearing him mention Nova Gu now, she sneered and mocked. "Nash Xiao, how dare you even bring up Nova Gu? Have you forgotten how she left? It was you who cheated on her behind her back and forced her to divorce. Now that she's gone, you suddenly remember her goodness. Too late. You deserve to be childless for the rest of your life. May your lineage be cut off." Nash Xiao's eyes were bloodshot as he gripped her wrist tightly. "What did you say? What do you mean by lineage cut off?" Even though Ren Lin was still carrying that pair of twins in her womb, what does she mean by that? Ren Lin simply stopped pretending and spoke with a cold laugh. "You really thought your wife lied to you? That your azoospermia miraculously cured itself? Dream on. These twins aren't even yours. If it weren't for your money, why would I endure the disgust of being with you? A scumbag like you who's so fickle. I wouldn't even touch you for fear of getting dirty." Nash Xiao was nearly consumed by rage, his rationality burning away. Gritting his teeth, he gripped her neck tightly. "Are you saying you've been lying to me all along? Ren Lin, you deserve to die." Ren Lin sneered as she gripped his hand. "Nash Xiao, do you really dare to strangle me? Don't forget, murder lands you in prison, and now that you're divorced and we've registered our marriage, it was you who promised to give me a home, so what if I spend your money? It's our shared marital property. Even if I transfer all the assets, you can't say a word against me." Nash Xiao's heart skipped a beat as he suddenly remembered something. He hurried upstairs to check the assets in the safe. Sure enough, it was completely empty inside. Nash Xiao called his financial advisor, only to be told, "Mister, Xiao, half a month ago, your assets were transferred overseas by your wife. You weren't aware of this. Nash Xiao couldn't believe his ears. You mean those hundreds of millions have all been transferred? That's right. Nash Xiao's body swayed violently as he finally realized he had been deceived by Ren Lin. Back then, he had gone to great lengths to secretly transfer all the family assets under Ren Lin's name, hiding it from Nova GU. It was originally meant for him to build a new family. I never expected to be completely swindled by the fraudsters, truly. What goes around comes around. Justice is served. Just as he was about to go downstairs to confront Ren Lin, his phone suddenly rang. The company's vice president delivered devastating news to him. Chairman Xiao, it's terrible. Our technology patent has expired. And President GU took it with him when he went abroad. Moreover, when President GU left the company, he took over a dozen key employees with him. Now we can't utilize this technology, and we're unable to deliver on our partnership orders. We're facing astronomical compensation fees. Chapter 7, The Loss of the Technology Patent. What did you say? Nash Xiao felt as if the sky was falling. Before going abroad, I had calculated everything meticulously. I took away the technology patent that rightfully belonged to me, knowing full well that Xiao Corporation's future path would become extremely difficult. It was precisely because I invented this patent that Xiao Corporation saved a significant amount of costs. He originally thought that by calling us husband and wife, he could use this patent with complete confidence. But now I refuse to grant them authorization anymore. They can no longer use it. The Xiao Group is also about to face astronomical breach of contract penalties. Nash Xiao collapsed to the ground in despair, looking a decade older overnight. He had no time to settle accounts with Ren Lin. Seeing him in such a pitiful state, Ren Lin instead crouched down to comfort him. Nash Xiao, it's just a technical patent. You're smart enough to develop it yourself. It's not like Nova GU is the only option. Nash Xiao's face turned pale as he clenched his fists tightly, finally unable to hold back. What do you know? That patent was invented by Nova GU. Only she has the usage rights and authorization privileges. But now our licensing contract has expired. I almost forgot about it until you mentioned it. Ren Lin widened her eyes in shock. What did you say? You mean Nova GU deliberately set us up? So what should we do now? Nash Xiao frantically searched for a solution in his mind. And finally, his eyes lit up as he dialed a phone number. Find out who has been the most stable major client collaborating with the Xiao Group over the years. Since we've collaborated for so many years, there must be some goodwill between us. We just need to plead with this company, and they will surely help us through this crisis. The assistant hung up the phone and immediately began investigating, returning with results in just 10 minutes. Chairman, it's Ifing International. Nash Xiao instantly felt relieved. Quick, try to contact the person in charge of this company. We must secure their cooperation. I have been working at Ifing International Company abroad for 2 months now. Finally, on this day, Mr. Will called and told me, Nova, you guessed it right, Nash Xiao called to beg me for cooperation. I nodded and smiled. Then just refuse. Mr. We're also nodded in agreement. We will never cooperate with such an ungrateful company again. During these 2 months abroad, they all learned about my past experiences, and I saw no need to hide anything. Moreover, not only did I join Ifing International, but I also brought over a dozen senior technical experts with me. Mr. Weir was overjoyed and immediately raised my salary by 50,000. This is so much better than the treatment back home. Not only did I play the role of the boss's wife and personally handle social engagements, but in the end, I met a tragic fate. But now, I can truly be myself and live for myself. Nova, have you seen the news back home? I really gave them a piece of my mind for you. I was watching a movie when Su Qi messaged me. Watched it. I typed a few words and replied. Su Qi, the heir of the Su Group, was once one of my suitors. He chased me for a full 10 years, always trying to steal me away. Waiting for me to divorce and marry him. His reputation outside isn't great. He's famously wild and unrestrained, yet he's a very loyal person. When news broke that the Xiao Group's branch was going bankrupt, I knew he must have stepped in to help me. Moreover, Nash Xiao actually entrusted the entire hosting responsibility to Ren Lin with complete confidence. The joke of serving customers with Wangzai milk became an instant notorious cautionary tale in the industry. 3 days later, Nash Xiao anxiously awaited the outcome of the collaboration, but there was still no news. He proactively asked his deputy, "How did the negotiations with Ifing International go?" The deputy manager's face turned grim, hesitating to speak. "Chairman, we just received an email from the headquarters of Ifing International. They said they will never cooperate with us again." Chapter 8, Nash Xiao's Regret. Nash Xiao was thunderstruck. How could this happen? The deputy general manager looked up at him and sighed with some reluctance. "I'm quite familiar with that staff member. He told me the inside story. It's because Mr. Gu joined that company. To show sincerity, Mr. Wilson decided to cancel the cooperation with us. And there won't be any future collaborations either." Nash Xiao's face turned deathly pale, his fists clenched tightly. "So it really was Nova Gu. I need to go abroad, buy me a ticket." I was just about to take a few days off when suddenly, I received a call from Su Qi. "Want to grab a meal together?" Su Qi is the heir of the Su group, wielding immense power and influence. Even though I'm in Xinghua, he always uses his connections to look out for me. I accepted this kindness with gratitude and gladly attended the appointment. "How's it going? Have you settled in all right now?" I nodded. "Thank you. It feels like everything is starting anew." "Much better than before." Su Qi burst into laughter, casting an appreciative glance my way. "I knew it. The Nova Gu I know is indestructible. How could such a small storm possibly bring her down?" We were in the middle of our meal when suddenly, a hoarse shout came from behind us. "Nova!" It was Nash Xiao, looking travel-worn, disheveled, and utterly exhausted. "I knew you'd be here. Nova, for old time's sake, could you show some mercy? I regret it. Come back to the country with me, okay? Let's remarry." I looked at him expressionlessly. "Mr. Xiao, have you lost your mind? I never thought you'd sink so low for money and to save your company that you'd even suggest remarrying. Truly shocking, even after several months." I can still vividly recall that the day Ren Lin was diagnosed with pregnancy happened to be our 8th anniversary. I had been working non-stop for days, unaware that I was running a high fever, yet still preoccupied with preparing an unforgettable anniversary gift for Nash Xiao. That day, there was a torrential downpour. I waited outside the restaurant with the gift for 2 hours, ending up completely drenched. Nash Xiao vowed confidently that he would never be late, only to end up completely unreachable in the end. At midnight, he finally made a move, posted a moment on his social media. "Thanks to my Ren, I finally have the chance to be a dad." That WeChat moment was blocked from me. But he forgot, I once used a secondary account to chat with clients, and saw everything clearly on it. His excitement, joy, and ecstasy. All because, during those 2 years of marriage, we hadn't had a child. The test results came out, and the doctor walked out regretfully. "I regret to inform you that Mr. Xiao has azoospermia, commonly known as infertility. In terms of having children, you'll have to come to terms with it." But later, Nash Xiao told me with a heartless expression, "Nova Gu, you can't bear my child. This is your misfortune, destined that we were never meant to be. Ren is now pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. She carries my children in her womb. How could I possibly not take responsibility for her? So let's get divorced, and don't bother us anymore. Let's part on good terms." Clearly, he was the one who initiated the divorce, so why is he regretting it now? I remember in my past life when I refused to divorce. Nash Xiao pushed my parents onto the rooftop and made me watch as they died horribly before my eyes. My gaze would only be filled with icy hatred. Nash Xiao looked awkward and humiliated, almost as if he was about to kneel before me. "It was my fault, Nova. I was completely mistaken from the beginning. Ren Lin is just a deceitful woman. She only approached me for my money. Those twins aren't even my children. I've already dragged her to the hospital for an abortion and kicked her out of the company. She'll never threaten us again." Nash Xiao spoke these words to me humbly, but I coldly withdrew my hand. "That's your business. It has nothing to do with me. Why are you telling me this? I will never forget that after 8 years of marriage, Nash Xiao originally intended to leave all his inheritance to me alone, but later, he thought his little secretary was pregnant. He coldly said to me, 'Ren Lin bore my children, and I must take care of her and the twins in her womb. They are entitled to inherit 3/4 of the estate.' She even secretly transferred all the family assets behind my back." I swallowed my anger and didn't confront him. "But that doesn't mean I will forgive or let it go, Nash Xiao. Everything you're facing now is the retribution you deserve. I will not only refuse to remarry, but I also won't help you. In fact, I'll take great pleasure in watching your downfall. Nash Xiao, after all, it was you who once swore that those who betray true love must swallow 10,000 silver needles and die a miserable death. After saying these words, I took the last sip of tea and turned to leave, no matter how desperately Nash Xiao screamed behind me. I paid no attention. 6 months later, I accepted Suchi's marriage proposal. We held a grand wedding in the new city, and a year later, I gave birth to a pair of twins, a boy and a girl. It turned out that all these years I hadn't been pregnant because Nash Xiao had poor sperm quality due to azoospermia, but now I finally understand that it's better than struggling and tormenting each other with someone who's not up to it. Why not find a new husband, have both a son and a daughter, and enjoy the happiness of family life?